What's up everybody, this is Red Squirrel 2025 VC, and in this video, I'm going to be playing Disaster Island Survival, which is similar to Survive the Natural Disasters, and I thought it would be a good idea to try it out.
Let's be friends.
So the first map is Launch Site. It sounds a bit like Launchland from Survive the Natural Disaster. Okay, I don't know why it just froze just then. It's probably because I was using the Roblox screen recording. A disaster is approaching, but I don't know what it is yet. Find 106 pumpkins and unlock limited rewards. It's the 13th of November and they still have the Halloween event on. Premium disaster. Alien invasion. Run from the aliens. I can do that. Let's get the lift. Hopefully the aliens won't get me before the lift arrives. Let's get in. Top floor. I can see the alien trying to get into the lift, but I'm hoping that I'll be safe on the top floor. And have I lost a bit of health already? How did I already lose a bit of health? Oh well, never mind. At least I'm surviving so far, and haven't failed in the first round yet. There's nothing much up there, so I'm gonna go back down. It just looks like a tall flagpole that you can climb. What the hell? Who thought that it was a good idea to put these sound effects in the game? I can hear cat noises. I can definitely hear cat noises. They're so loud though. I need to survive for about 25 more seconds. Oh, that is getting annoying now. The sound effects are not from the aliens. But that is though. And I survived the first round. You survived, and I get a badge for it.
I love you.
Do you want to add yes? So I wonder what the next map is going to be.
I need a hug.
Oh, we get to vote for the next map. That's something that you can't do in Survive the Natural Disasters. So the next map is Ancient Clock Tower. This looks like an interesting one. A disaster is approaching. What was that sound? I hope that isn't someone messing around, because it sounds like someone's breaking something. I have just collected my first pumpkin. I need to collect 105 more, but I think it will take too long, as the Halloween event is almost over. Disaster warning, fire. Stay away from large structures. And I can see that one of the columns is already on fire. Oh, that one's on fire as well. This disaster is similar to the one in Survive the Natural Disasters, except that the fire starts in several different places, instead of just one place in the map. I can see that the structures are starting to burn down, but if I stay away, I should be able to survive this round. It's not just the structures that are on fire, it's also the trees. But in Survive the Natural Disasters, the trees don't go on fire. It looks like the tree branch is burning as well. You have enough credits to purchase items. Would you like to visit the shop? No thanks. I do not want to visit the shop just yet. I lost a bit of health and I didn't even fall that far down. I know that you can lose health by falling from a height, but I wasn't even that high up, and I still lost a bit of health. But anyway, it doesn't matter as the round is over. I'm literally standing on the fire. The campfire, that is. This looks fun, but anyway, it's time to choose the next map. Looks like most of us are voting for Roblox headquarters. This looks like a better version of the modest headquarters in Survive the Natural Disasters. Let's take the lift. Hey, wait for me! Floor 10.
Let's be friends.
Who's breaking glass? When I played Survive the Natural Disasters last time, I saw a player with the hammer item doing some damage to the arch in Arch Park. The disaster warning is a nuclear meltdown. With this one, I need to stay in the shelter. There's the second pumpkin. So that's 2 out of 106. Are you serious right now? Don't tell me that I have to go down in the lift. Did I just fall into the lift shaft? No way has that just happened. I don't believe it. I'm now stuck on top of the lift, and I've lost a lot of health. Would you like to join the round as a ghost? That'll be interesting, because in Survive the Natural Disasters, you don't even have that option. When you're a ghost, it looks weird, as I can clearly see my avatar through the squirrel costume. Though I still get coins for surviving as a ghost. You died. There was only 3 survivors in that round. So you know how I called Survive the Natural Disasters Survive the Non-Natural Disasters? But in this game, it should be called the Non-Natural Disaster Island Survival. I want to try Block C Autos next, but most of the players have voted for Launch Site. It's a map that we've already done, but oh well. It always seems to say a disaster is approaching right at the beginning, but in the other game it doesn't. Though you do sometimes hear the howling winds before the disaster appears, especially when the disaster is the blizzard. The lifts are a little bit glitchy in this game, but at least no one's fallen through the floor yet. The disaster is the earthquake. This isn't good as I'm at the top. I need to get down immediately. I've made it to the bottom and I didn't lose any health going down, because in the second round, I lost health and I didn't even jump that far down. I only fell at the height of 1.5 Roblox avatars, which isn't that far down, but I still received fall damage. I can see a few players with the balloon item and the dragon wings to help players fall down slowly. And in my opinion, there should be a rule saying that you can't use these items during the game, as you're more likely to survive with them. So in other words, ban the balloon item, ban the dragon wings, and ban anything that helps players to soften the fall. "10 more seconds to go." I feel like surviving in this game is easier than in Surviving the Natural Disasters, though in that game the structures are more likely to break, especially with disasters like the flood. What the hell am I? Alright, time to choose the next map. Oh, not again, give it up. These sounds aren't pleasant to listen to, especially since I've got headphones on. The next map is Container Yard. Someone's got music on, but I don't know who. At least it's better than the cat noises and the screeching sound effects that I heard. And it's also a lot more pleasant to listen to. I do like this map. It's probably the most interesting looking one that I've played so far. In fact, all the ones that I've played so far look cool. Disaster warning, lightning storm. Stay indoors, avoid the lightning strikes. That might be a problem because it's already done some damage to the building. But hopefully I'll be safe under here. Now before I continue any further, I just want to mention that on my old YouTube channel, I played other online games and not just Roblox. So if you want to see me play other online games, like I did on my old YouTube channel North Park 6666 VC, then make sure to press like and subscribe, and I'll eventually do some more videos on online games. But I'll still be making some videos on Roblox games. So anyway, let's get back to the video. The thunder and lightning in this game is so loud. It's the same with most of the sound effects. It doesn't matter how far away you are from where it is, it's still pretty loud. But anyway, I should be safe under here. Or not. They say that lightning always hits the highest point, but it doesn't seem to in this game. The lightning strikes will hit any area, so you have to make sure you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time, otherwise you'll be hit by the lightning. Are you serious? I thought I was safe under there. I wasn't able to survive that round, and recovering my streak costs 50 Robux. That's a rip-off. But anyway, let's go to the shop to see what I can get. Most of these items I can't afford, so I'm gonna leave it. The next map we're doing is Airport. A disaster is approaching. Wouldn't it be funny if the disaster was wild cats? Forget what I just said because that sounded silly. Looks like there's only 2 floors. I don't know what's the point with taking the lift. It would have been quicker to go up the travelator. So as long as I stay under the shelter, I should be able to survive the acid rain. It's definitely much easier to survive than the lightning, because it doesn't cause as much damage. You can see all the departures on the board. Cancelled, delayed, cancelled, 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 delayed, cancelled, delayed, cancelled, cancelled, delayed. So there's basically no flights at this airport. Maybe that wasn't a good idea as this area is exposed, and some parts of the ceiling have been destroyed by the acid rain. I didn't see that pumpkin there, and that's the 3rd one I've collected. I don't think it's possible to collect 106 pumpkins in one day. It's been over 10 minutes and I've only collected 3. And times that by 6 would be 18. Thinking about it, it could be possible to collect 106 pumpkins in a day, but I would have to play the game for hours, and it's not really worth it. The round is now over, and I think the safest place to hide is behind the front desk, where there is a lot of shelter and the ceiling is stronger. Looks like most of the players are choosing Haunted House. This sounds like it could be an interesting map. That's enough. There's another pumpkin, and we've only just got onto the Haunted House map. That's my 4th pumpkin. So you've heard of breaking the 4th wall? There's now something called breaking the 4th pumpkin. I expected the sky to be more purple in this map, and that would make it more suitable for the haunted house. We even get to Excuse me? How much? I feel like some things in Roblox are rip-offs, because I'd rather spend that much Robux on a Game Pass, not on one disaster of my choice. All we need to do is to survive the earthquake, which is quite... Seriously? During the middle of the round? Sometimes it is fun to mess around a little bit, but playing these noises which are too loud for headphone users, that's when it becomes a problem. Is that a cave over there? I wonder if it leads to somewhere. If it was the lightning storm or the acid rain, this would have been a perfect place to take shelter. And nope, that's a dead end. What a shame, as it would have been a cool way to get into the haunted house. I'm going back outside, but I probably would have been safe in the cave. The earthquake isn't the hardest disaster to survive, because all you have to do is to avoid the large structures. Since the haunted house is the only large structure in this map, it's quite easy to survive. You survived, and my streak is back up to 3. Edit avatar. I'm gonna leave it, even though I didn't know that you can edit your avatar in a Roblox game. Oh yes, that reminds me. For a few months now, I noticed a problem with the Roblox Marketplace catalogue, where it didn't load up the items and it said that the catalogue was unavailable. I don't know if it was just me that experienced it, but it meant that I couldn't buy anything for my avatar. No new t-shirt, no new trousers, and no extra accessories. Alright, last time I did this map, I failed because I fell down the lift shaft, and I think it was because someone broke the glass. But hopefully it won't happen again in this round. The disaster is the flash flood, so I have to get to higher ground. In Survive the Natural Disasters, the flash flood will topple the building down. Even if it's a tall building like the modest headquarters, the whole thing will come down, but I don't know what it's going to do in this game. I'm hoping it won't collapse, because if it does collapse, no one will survive. I now get 9 coins for surviving, possibly because my streak is at 3, because before then, I get 8 coins for surviving. So far nothing's happened to the building, but I can still hear cat noises and glass breaking, and it's because of the hammer item in the game. The hammer item should only be used in an emergency if a player is trapped. It shouldn't be used for the fun of it, because you're basically vandalising the bloody map. I didn't expect to be teleported that close to the pumpkin. That's 5 out of 106. And did I just hear the cat noise as I broke the pumpkin? That was unfortunate timing, but anyway, it's time to choose the next map. The next map is Launch Site. We've done this one 2 times already, so in the next round, I think we should do a map that I haven't done yet. Now, just like Launchland, I'm going to find out if it's possible to get killed by the rocket as it goes up. So it looks like the rocket doesn't kill you in this game, and I think it's the same with Survive the Natural Disasters. So the disaster is the earthquake. I need to stay away from the launch station and watching out for falling objects. The safest place to survive is at the edge of the map, but not so close to the edge that you fall off. In Survive the Natural Disasters, if you step down off the island, you will fall through the ground. even though it still looks like I was standing on the ground below, because the game knows that I shouldn't be stepping down from the main ground. But I think with this game it's different. You'll fall right down into the sea. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I'm not going to walk off the island to find out. I'm going to see if I can move the boulder. As I was saying, I was going to see if it was possible to move the boulder, but it disappeared. I'm going to try it again. Why is it every single time I'm trying to get onto a boulder, it just disappears? Or it could be teleporting back to the original place. But I did notice that the boulders had actually moved up slightly. It could be the effect of the earthquake disaster. I doubt that it's a glitch. It's pretty cool to stand up here, but I don't think it's possible to roll the boulder. Though it is one way to entertain yourself whilst playing the game, especially since I've done this map twice already. I survived, and my streak is now at 5. I also get a badge for surviving 5 times in a row. But in Survive the Natural Disasters, I've never survived more than 3 times in a row. We have a choice of Classic Mansion, Farm, and Bloxy Autos. These are 3 maps that I haven't played yet. So it looks like Farm's the next map. First of all, I'm going to go to the tractor. That is, until someone gets there before me. You can drive the tractor oh no you don't. As I was saying, you can drive the tractor the same way you can drive the go-kart in Roblox. It's basically the same buttons to drive. A disaster is approaching. I wonder what it's going to be this time. And it's the blizzard. Seek shelter and stay warm. Well, I'm going to seek shelter in the tractor. No, this is my tractor, and I'm staying in here to survive. I'm not sure if I ran over a player with my tractor or not, or it could have been the blizzard. Wait a minute, what's happening to my tractor? The back wheel on the right has just come off. I hope the tractor's not falling apart. Oh, I don't believe that, but at least the canopy's still attached. Otherwise, I would not survive the blizzard. Unfortunately, I had to mute this part of the video, because there was a lot of cat noises and whatever the hell the other one was. I believe it was the items that the players have that is making all the noise. I mean, who would add these sound effects in the game? It's a way that players could annoy each other and take the piss. And without headphones, other people might be thinking, what the hell is that? With all the cat noises and the screeching. It potentially ruins what would have been a good game. This map reminds me of one of the maps in Survive the Natural Disasters, which I can't remember the name of. But what I do know is that they played music in that particular map, which I believe was carnival music. I'm on the Ferris wheel, but the carriage is swinging a bit. I do like the colours of the Ferris wheel though. It kind of reminds me of Rainbow Ride, but it's a smaller version of the Ferris wheel. The carriage is spinning like crazy. Get me off this thing. I'm pretty sure that the carriages on the Ferris wheel didn't spin like that with Rainbow Ride. I almost forgot about this pumpkin right here. I must have walked past it when I was heading towards the Ferris wheel. I forgot to mention that the disaster is the fire. And like I said before, in this game, the fire will appear in several different places. So you have to make sure that you're not in, on, or near a structure that is on fire. In this game, you have a timer telling you how long the round is before it's over. But in Surviving the Natural Disasters, you don't have a timer. And sometimes you'll be wondering when the round is over, especially when you fail early during the round. It looks like the platform for the Ferris wheel is now on fire. So it's a good thing that I didn't stay on the Ferris wheel, otherwise I wouldn't be able to get off. But it's still easy to survive either way. The fire's now starting on this roof, but the round will be over in less than 10 seconds anyway. This is a boring, but an easy disaster. The map was interesting though. You choose now to play the cat noises? I don't think so. The next map is Modern Mansion. It sounds a bit like Manic Mansion from Survive the Natural Disasters, but Manic Mansion wasn't even this big. It was like a small house, unless I got mixed up with a different map. I do like the swimming pool in this one. In fact, I like the design of this mansion. All the maps that I played so far look absolutely amazing, and some have lifts. Flash flood. Get to higher ground. Thanks a lot for putting the fire by the lift doors.
Let's be friends.
And because of that, none of us can enter the lift from the bottom floor. It looks like I'm not the only player who can see the pumpkins, but I can't see the players breaking the pumpkins from my point of view, like they can't see me breaking the pumpkins.
Will you be my friend?
I think I'll sit here and see what's going on outside, and from what I can see, the whole area is flooded. It's also raining outside, but it doesn't affect the balcony. It looks like the water is starting to rise up, and if it had been the flash flood from Survive the Natural Disasters, the building would just collapse. But in this game, it doesn't. The water isn't going much higher than the 3rd floor, and most of us are on the 4th floor. We should be able to survive for the rest of the round. I have to mute this. So as long as we go above the 3rd floor during the flash flood, it is easy to survive. And I did it. What's this? Limitless Games 10 Survivals Award? I think I'll do one more round. How about Ancient Clock Tower? We still have a few seconds before the round starts. Even though Ancient Clock Tower has the most votes, we can't start the round until the timer is at 0. Like I said before, this is an interesting map. Survive the Natural Disasters doesn't have a map like this, nor does it have one that is similar. This one is unique, and that's why I like it. I wonder what's in here. Let's go up the stairs. There's nothing really up here apart from 2 benches, so I'm now going to check the Ancient Clock Tower. The disaster is the meteor shower. Take cover to avoid the falling meteors. I just went up the Ancient Clock Tower and there was nothing but benches. Not even a pumpkin. So maybe this map is not as interesting as I thought. That was a bad idea. I need to watch the sky and avoid the meteors, because if I get too close, it can launch me in the air. And that's what the lightning strike did to me in this game. It looks like the pumpkin is hidden behind the building. I didn't know you can break it through the wall, but I've now collected a total of 8 pumpkins. Now back to what I was saying about the maps. There are some pretty good maps in this game, but this one is just mediocre. It's not a terrible map, but it's not that great either. And even if they have hidden the pumpkin in the clock tower, it still wouldn't have made it much better. I need to go inside to take cover, so I have a higher chance of surviving. Well, that's one way of speeding things up a bit. I need to find a building to take cover in, but it looks like there's been some damage. I can see 3 players taking cover in the Ancient Clock Tower, so this might be a good place to survive. But the round's almost over anyway. So this has been the Disaster Island survival game on Roblox, with the Halloween edition. Even though Halloween ended nearly 2 weeks ago. But anyway, I hope you like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye everyone.